guys, welcome back to my channel. It's just Albany, and thank you so much for tuning into Vlogmas day 11. Welcome. My head hitting the daggone thing. Excuse you. But yes, so yes, welcome back. And yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying my Vlogmas. And yeah, before we get into rating the Christmas theme kind of shows and movies that I've been watching since the beginning of December, let's see me do my crafts. You know, those are always kind of eventful. I don't know what's going to happen. Okay, so let's just get straight into talking about the shows and movies that I watched that are kind of Christmas themed. So I have a mixture of kind of romance Christmas movies, and then I have, you know, like the family ones, and then I have some TV shows on here that are like Christmas theme, or maybe they're the set or like the time period of when it, or the time period, or the setting. Who am I trying to say? The setting is during Christmas time, so I'm adding it in here. So let's start with, I primarily watch a lot of things on Netflix. That's just my go-to. Netflix is pretty much the leading lady of our time frame right now. So yeah, so pretty much everything is Netflix, and then I have 2 HBOMax things, because I would say HBOMax is the leading lady in other aspects of things. So I mean, those are our 2 leading ladies. Let's just be real. So the first thing I watched is a Castle for Christmas, and this one was pretty much about a woman who is a famous author, a famous romance author, and she basically went through a divorce. Her husband left her and is remarrying, and she had a heartbreak. So primarily her books, you know, was expressing her love that she had with her husband, and you know, when that ended, it kind of completely changed her perspective in her writing. And her most recent book that she had produced did not have a such happy ending, and her fans were in an uproar, and she basically after this event, she decides to go to Scotland and to see this castle. Her father's family is actually from this area, and he told stories about this particular castle. So she decided that she was going to just spend some time and maybe get some writing done while she's in Scotland, and she hoped that she didn't have fans there. But I'm like, come on now, it's the 21st century, of course. People have bookstores everywhere and whatever, but she did have fans there, but they actually enjoyed that book. But you know, long story short, she gets to visit the castle, and the person who the Duke who you know, lives there, he is kind of short on money, and he's actually selling the castle, so she ends up buying the castle. And then you know, I ain't gonna tell you who she falls in love with, but you pretty much probably can tell. Anyway, the movie, it was a cute movie. I did like it. I'm forgetting the main, like the actress who plays the main character. She was good. I liked her. It was kind of more of like a typical romance, like what you expect. Like, felt like I was reading a romance novel, and it was what you expect from a Christmas movie. And it was cute though. It was cute. But I rated it like a 3 because not really original, you know. It wasn't original, but it was done well, so I'll give it a 3. That's in the middle. Then I watched, this is not in order, but I watched The Princess Switch 3. And I think it's Romancing the Stars is part of the title. And I've seen The Princess Switch 1 and 2. As of right now, my favorite is The Princess Switch 1, then Princess Switch 2, and then Princess Switch 3. The third one is just like, what are y'all doing? Y'all just want to just keep adding onto it, but it doesn't need anything else to be added onto it. I mean, it was cute. I did like it. But the first one is the best, and like they just kind of just adding just too much. But Vanessa Hudgens, she's great in it. Like, she's playing kind of like 3 different characters because they just keep switching and having these different obstacles and stuff like that. So I was cute. It's cute. I would watch it. Definitely watch it. It's just, you know, it's just getting redundant kind of. But I gave it a 2. I gave it a 2. Because if you want to watch The Princess Switch, just watch the first one. Then I watched A Boy Named Christmas, and this is more like a family Christmas movie, and it's just pretty much the story of basically Santa, pretty much. A boy that I guess lives pretty close to the North Pole. You know, family's poor and struggling, and the king isn't that great of a king, and but it's stories of far in the north of elves and magic and stuff like that. So the king is putting out an award if anybody can, I guess, you know, bring something back from, you know, the elf kingdom or whatever. So his father sets out to do that, and the boy is left with his mean aunt, and so the boy eventually runs away to follow after his father because he believes his father won't know how to get there, because his mother, she used to tell the story of, you know, how to get there, and his mother actually had been there. And so he finds his way, and by the time he gets to the elves kingdom or whatever, his father's group that he had went to actually stole a kid elf, and he sets out to save the elf, and, you know, was disappointed in his father, and it's sad and emotional, but it's cute. And, you know, but it started like the elves make toys and stuff, but it's not like they give it out yet, and eventually he comes up with the idea to, you know, once a year in order to spread hope in the land, to have Christmas, pretty much. It was really cute. I definitely like teared up and cried, so I really enjoyed that one. I gave that one a 5. Then I watched Father Christmas is Back. Now this is a British comedy movie, and I guess you would say family, but like adult family. I don't know. There's kids in it, so you can watch it with your. I don't. Let me stop. I don't remember the rating. But it wasn't like, you know, complete romance, but pretty much this family whose last name is actually Christmas, in a British town, you know, love the Christmas holiday, but the father had actually walked out on them like 12 or 15 years ago or something like that, and you know, they have been sad about it pretty much. Anyway, he shows up because the youngest daughter kind of invited him without letting anybody know, and it's just a whole bunch of like issues with mom and then all the sisters, and it was actually very funny. I liked it. I did like it, but it was pretty much about a family being kind of brought together through the Christmas time. So I gave this one, I mean, the acting wasn't that great. The videography wasn't fantastic. Like, I would watch it again and it was funny. So I actually kind of rated it low originally, so I'm gonna actually rate it 4. So I give it a 4. And then I watched Love Hard, which this is starring, I forgot who the guy is, but the girl, and dang, why am I drawing blanks? Nina Dobrev, whatever, not Dobrev, Nina Dobrev, whatever. The girl from Vampire Diaries, Elena, as I like to call her, because when I hear her voice, all I can think of is Elena, and I know that's why she stopped being a Vampire Diaries, and she wanted to go on in life, but yeah. But anyway, Love Hard is pretty much a woman. She is a she works at like a media outlet provider or whatever, and she's like a economist. Like, so she writes kind of her stories of her dating experiences, her horrible dating disasters, pretty much, anonymously. Like, nobody knows it's her, but she pretty much writes about it, and it's pretty popular. And she you know, she's trying to find love or whatever, and she meets this guy on an app who lives all the way in New York, because her friend kind of told her, you need to expand your horizons, like not just looking at LA. And so she did, and like they had amazing conversations, and yeah, she tried, you know, her friend was like, he could be a you know, catfish, but like, you know, he sent a picture, like had her name in it, so she believed that he was, you know, who he said he was. Oh, by the way, he was hot. I forgot to say that. He was hot. So, you know, her mom was just like, ooh, he's hot, he has amazing conversations. And he slipped up and he said, I wish you were here for Christmas. And so she was, you know, she was just excited. She just out of a whim decided to go. She talked to her boss about it, and she slipped up and told her boss that she met a guy online and she was going to surprise him. And her boss was like, yes, go and have me the story by the weekend. And she's looking like it's gonna be a perfect story, not no disaster. Anywho, you know what happened when she got there. She was catfished, and in a twist of kind of a turn, the person that the guy who was catfishing her, who was pretending to be, actually lives in that town. So the catfish guy, which I can't think of his, Brad, I think his name is Brad, like the main guy, he tries to help her get set up with the person that she thought she had been talking to. So, but in this, you know, that's kind of like the premise of this movie. Yeah, it was cute. I enjoyed it. Like, I would stop it and be like, oh my gosh, what? Like, how did they get here? Like, it was kind of a whirlwind. It was silly. is it original? Probably not, but it's, you know, these Christmas romance movies, are they? But I still enjoyed it. Like, I will watch it again, and if I would watch something again, then it deserves a 5 rating, so that's what I gave it.